Just a few days ago, the Herald Journal published an article with information revolving around a pay study that the Sheriff's Office had commissioned on turnover and salary issues at the Sheriff's Office, problems it had been experiencing and still are for years. That study was not shared with County Council, and still wasn't, and my campaign was denied access to it on 2 separate occasions through FOIA requests. I think the reason it was not shared is because it's horrible news about the current condition of the workforce at the Sheriff's Office, and I'm talking about the deputies. The piece of information that was the most revealing in the report is the sentence that says that unless something is done, public safety will suffer. And both the media and the County Council skipped right through that in the article. And we need to pay attention to that particular topic. The 2 primary ways that your safety is in jeopardy and is suffering is first, that the number of deputies patrolling the county is extremely and dangerously low. The experience level of those deputies is the second way. Let me show you just what I mean by dangerously low. I hope that I've made this as understandable as possible, as it is a lot of information to digest, and particularly when you're not familiar with the system. But I think I found a way that you can learn something about where you live as it relates to how well you are protected in Spartanburg County, as well as how long it takes you to get help when needed. The county is divided into patrol zones, 22 separate patrol zones. Each zone is indicated by a number on this map. Each of these zones should have a deputy assigned to it each day in each night shift. There are 2 sets of deputies working days and 2 sets working nights. So each patrol shift is allotted 25 deputies per shift. However, due to high turnover, each shift has only been operating with 13 to 18 deputies per shift at this time. And I have to note that some of the coverage you're seeing here is being accomplished only by deputies working overtime or either extra hours in a day or coming in on their off day. Some deputies then are working more than 12 hours. What I want you to see here is how you and your family are currently protected in your home, your children in their schools, and you in your workplace. How secure is your safety in community events, shopping centers, and sporting events? What you would be looking at here is the percentage of time that a deputy is not assigned to each zone. I've represented those percentages here for demonstration purposes using these overpriced Tahoes just for fun. A full-size Tahoe represents or indicates a patrol zone that is covered 100% of the time. A half of a Tahoe, well, half the time. And no Tahoe, well, that's just bad news for wherever and whoever it affects. This particular map, of which I will post a high-resolution copy of on my website for you to check at your leisure, represents an average month. This one from July 15th of 2016 to August 14th of 2016. This data was taken from records obtained from the Sheriff's Office by Freedom of Information Act, and you can be sure that the numbers are about the same today or worse. Here, I want you to see that Zone 31, admittedly a high call area, has had 100% coverage for this month. Now note that in Zone 29, or the Chesney area, they have no deputy coverage 57% of the time. There is not a deputy protecting them. And here, in 35's patrol zone, where the sheriff happens to live, I want you to note that they have coverage 83% of the time. Yet 46's zone has 0 coverage, 0 deputies assigned there to cover for the protection and services those citizens need. You should be able to tell relatively closely where you live, where you work, and where your children go to school. You figure for yourself if you're satisfied about your deputy coverage. Why does one taxpayer have coverage and another one doesn't? Look at the areas around you. How are they covered? Is one deputy covering 2, 3, or maybe even 4 of these patrol zones at a time? I think so. Do your elderly parents or grandparents have a deputy that patrol their area? What about your church? What about your child's school? If you had an emergency in your home Just how long do you figure it would take for help to arrive when you need it most? In last week's news article, there were a whole lot of excuses as to why the sheriff's office was having trouble retaining its deputies and hiring deputies. This problem didn't just get this way yesterday. It didn't just occur. It wasn't like this before Sheriff Wright took office. It just slowly went downhill. It's been a cancer over the past 12 years, and the sheriff has failed to address or fix it. I don't believe he has the knowledge and or the influence with the council in order to. But the Spartanburg County Council can, and they will. We have a capable council willing to address all of our problems and needs. Have you ever called your county representative, county council representative to have a pothole fixed or to help you with another community problem? Well, I suggest you give them a call. Ask them where all your deputies are. I've provided a map here showing what area each county councilman is responsible for. Ask them what they're doing to fix the problem. The sheriff is certainly not doing anything. He's the one that has let this get into this deplorable state. We can do much better than this. I'll promise. I've seen it better than this. In fact, I'll be addressing this very topic at Spartanburg County Council meeting on Monday, October 17th at 5:30 p.m. Why don't you come, listen, and speak to your council person personally regarding your safety. Please don't just watch this video and read this information. Make sure your friends, family, and everybody you're concerned about, you love, and you're around all the time, your schools, make sure they see this information so they can make an educated decision as to who they want to be their next sheriff. I need your support on November 8th. I need your vote. I appreciate the support you've given me this campaign season, but we need to take this to the finish line. Thank you again for your support and for following my campaign.